Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fasciano. Today's Monday. I have another whiskey review for you. We're taking a look at another bourbon. We're looking at the Kiawah 2XO Dixon Denton release in his Icon series. Just like always, let's go ahead and pour it, nose it, taste it, talk about it, add a little bit of water to it, and then give it a score in the end. As I'm pouring this, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe down right there. If you end up liking this information, turn that bell notification on because I go live with videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I have my month of May giveaway going on. So all of the rules are in the description below. I'm going to get to the whiskey review. Wait until the very end if you want, and I will go into a little bit more depth of what the whiskey giveaway is going to be for May. So it's very spicy. Even before I get it out to my nose, it's spicy. Oh, the stats. This is 52% ABV. It doesn't have an age statement, and it has two mash bills. One of them is a high rye mash bill, which is 35% rye, and then the second mash bill is an 18% rye. The 35% rye makes up 60% of this blend. It's a 750 milliliter bottle, and it's running at about $100, and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. So on the nose, this is very oaky, and it's very drying, and it is very spicy. There is a little bit of a sweetness in here, and it is light cherry, but it's a good dark ripe cherry. It's not medicinal in any way. Get a good amount of vanilla and a little bit of cinnamon. And for good measure, you can throw in a red apple. Tell you what, it smells really good, but I have a feeling it might be a little bit too spicy for my palate. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate, and I'll let you know what I think. Oh, that's surprising. That ABV is not really as hot as I thought it was going to be. It is spicy. It is oaky. Lots of barrel char happening on the side of my tongue, and there's a good level of sweetness right from the arrival to the mid palate and to the finish. That's surprising. It's a little bit better than I expected it to be based on how spicy it was on the nose. And when I'm saying spicy, I don't think that it's pepper spice. It's more along the lines of cooking spices around the cinnamon area. Maybe a little ginger, some nutmeg, some allspice, somewhere around in that area. But I would not peg this as a peppery spice. Pretty impressed with that first sip. But again, maybe a little bit too spicy for me. You can't always trust that first sip, and maybe that second sip will bring a little bit more sweetness out. Now that my palate's a little bit used to it, maybe it'll calm down just a little bit. And the longer that this sits, the more drying it's becoming and the more oak that I get in the mouth. All right, let's go ahead and get that second sip, add the water, talk about it, get the last nose and taste in, and then we'll give it a score. So here we go on the second sip. On that second sip, right before I brought it up to my mouth, I had a really good blast of cinnamon and the oak. Just like the first time, as soon as I took that sip, the arrival to the mid palate to the finish is all sweetness. It's a low, lingering, dark cherry, along with the vanilla and all of those cooking spices, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the allspice, and then it sets in with the barrel tannin, the char, the oak, the bitterness, but none of it really seems to be pushing it up over the top where it's not pleasant. Yeah, it's pretty good. I have all of the series with the exception of the Phoenix blend, and I just noticed I don't have my water with me. But before I get my water, I have all of the releases up to this point with the exception of the Phoenix. And this and the Innkeepers, I think, are the two that are standing out to me the most right at the moment. And I do suspect that there will be a First Friday flight fight with 2XOs that I have in my collection. So with that thought out, let me go grab my water. I'll be right back. All right, so the longer that this is actually sitting, I think there's a pretty good balance to the spice and the oak. I don't think this is overly sweet in any way. I would prefer it to be slightly sweeter just because of how spicy it is. So taking a look at 2XO, this whole series has 3 levels to their releases. They have the Oak series, which just came out in 2023, and they only have 1 release so far, and it's American Oak. I'm guessing hopefully maybe in 2024 they'll come out with a different type of oak, maybe French oak, I'm not sure. That's going to be their lowest tier as far as price ranges go. Then you have the second tier, which is their Icon series, and they're at release number 4. And this series is running around $100. And then their premium series, where they're using their premium barrels, which is the Gem of Kentucky. And they only have one release of that so far. My guess would be, now we're in 2024, kind of towards the middle of 2024, maybe their 2024 release, their second release of their Gem of Kentucky will be coming out pretty soon. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the name Dixon Dedman, he had a family label that he revived back in 2014. Worked there for a while, left in 2021. I believe he went on his own to maybe do something. Not sure if he was actually just going to stop, but I believe whoever the maker of this is, these are the Prestige Beverage Group. I think they approached him and said, hey, we have all these barrels. Can you come work for us and put together some blends, and we can start our own line. I think Dixon Dedman is a blender, so I think that appealed to him. He went in, sampled the barrels, and said, yep, I think we've got a lot to work with. Let's go ahead and do something. So they ended up doing the 2XO brand. And the 2XO, this is time, so it's 2 times oaked. All of their blends are rebarreled into a secondary barrel, which gives it their 2 times oaked moniker. Now, as far as the series go, my guess is the oak series, they're going to have annual releases that are going to be in different types of oak. That seems to be a popular thing right now. The Icon series kind of reminds me a little bit of Booker's, how Booker's has their 4 releases a year and they name each release after a person or something to deal with that person. The Kiawah Blend is a tribute to an island that is 25 miles southwest of Charleston, South Carolina. It's a place that he goes to relax and vacation with his family. And then of course, the Gem of Kentucky is just the premium release in the lineup. All right, with that out of the way, if you know any other information about 2XO, Dixon Dedman, or any of these other releases, let me know in the comments down below. Now that the water has a little bit of time to do its thing, let's go and get this thing on the nose, on the palate, and then give it a score. All right, there is a lot of fruitiness that is coming out of this now, and the spice is taking a back seat. I still get a lot of oak, and when I do smell this, it seems to have a drying effect in my nose. A very small amount of dark red cherries. I get a good chocolate note, sweet tobacco, the vanilla, the cinnamon, the allspice, the ginger spice is still there. Yeah, other than the sweetness and the spice flip-flopping, everything else seems to be pretty much the same. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. All right, yeah, I would say for me, this balanced it out a little bit more. Good amount of sweet, good amount of spice. I think I like it with water than without. All of the subtle sweetness is still there from the arrival to mid-palate to finish. I don't think the water took away any of the barrel bitterness or the char that I'm getting or the oak. It's all there. I think it just rounded it out a little bit. I would say prior to the water, it may have been a little bit too sharp for me, but just with those couple of drops, I think it evened it out for me. It definitely proofed it down. I think I like this proof without water, but I like everything else with the water. All right, let's go ahead and get onto the score. If you are new here, I'm rating everything out of 5 stars based on everything that is coming out of this glass, having it with and without water, and how it kind of changed a little bit. I think there is depth and complexity to the glass with and without water. If you like double oaked products, I think you're really going to like this one. I would put this above all of the others in the lineup. I think there's a little bit more flavor and or punch in this one that the other ones were lacking. Even though it doesn't develop into anything mind-blowing, I do like how this hits the palate. I like all the different sweet and spicy notes. The level of oak is there, but it's not over the top. So I think this is going to get a 3.7. No, I'm going to go with 3.8. I'm going to go 3.8 for this. And the reason why I'm going to go from 3.75 to 3.8 is the finish. I like the finish on this. You're getting all of the complexities that you're getting on the nose and on the palate, and it just lingers. It just sits around, it sets up camp, and it keeps revealing all those individual notes. So yeah, 3.8. That's what I'm sticking with. What do you think? Have you had any of the releases? Have you had this newest release? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. If you've ever blinded any of the 2XOs, let me know which one came out on top. All right, so if you're still here, let me go ahead and get into the specifics of the giveaway. I have decided just to open this up. So the video that's coming out on May 31st will be the official opening of the giveaway. You can contribute or donate to the channel at any time with any video that came out in May. I just thought that May 31st would have been a good central location just to keep track of all the donations. But I guess if you're watching videos from now through the end of May and you think that you want to support the channel by donating $5, that's perfectly fine. I'll keep track of it. And what is that donation going to get you? Well, every increment of $5 is going to get you one entry into the giveaway. And if chosen on June 28th, I will just have a randomizer. I'll spin the wheel, and whatever name is selected, you'll have the opportunity to select 6 2-ounce samples of any of the whiskeys that I reviewed in May. Unfortunately, this has to be my US viewers only. I can't ship overseas. You have to be 21 years of age or older. I have to be able to verify your age somehow, some way. And to actually get the super thanks, I believe there's just a little heart with a $sign just underneath the video. If I'm looking at the screen down on the bottom right hand side, kind of like by those 3 dots and the like button, there's going to be a little donation. I'm not asking anybody to become a Patreon. I don't have a Patreon. I don't think I have plans on opening up or doing a Patreon account. So this way, if you feel like you want to contribute to the channel, support the channel, I think this is kind of a good thing to do. I think this will open it up to people that would like to contribute, maybe want to win something, but not commit to a monthly thing. And if you end up liking the whiskeys that I review in May, donate. If I do next month in June and you don't like anything, don't donate. So I'm leaving it up to you. I have all these rules just typed out in the description below. So if you're interested in that, or if me talking confused you, just go ahead and read that. If you have any questions, just leave comments on this video. That's where I'm going to leave it. Wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. Until the next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.